as it's Sunday, what are you reading today? So it's day 18 of the alcohol-free August challenge, and I've had quite a lazy Sunday today, so bear with me if I'm a bit later than normal, but yeah, it's been a fairly relaxed day, which has been what I needed. And yeah, I was reflecting on obviously the fact that we are day 18 already, which is crazy. So if you've been following me since the beginning and you've been taking part in the alcohol-free August challenge, then welcome. And how are you doing? And how are you getting on? Day 18, have you found it? How have you found the last 18 days? You're well over halfway now as well, which is wonderful. So I'd love to hear how you're getting on. So today's tip is another favourite topic of mine, and it's what inspired me to write my book, A Cocktail of Clarity, How to Ditch Drinking, Embody a Joyful New Identity and Thrive Alcohol-Free. And that is Quit Lit. So if you haven't discovered Quit Lit yet, Quit Lit are books about stopping drinking. They tend to give you quite a bit of insight in terms of someone's story and what they've been through from an alcohol perspective. And they also tend to talk about alcohol, what alcohol is and what alcohol isn't. And I've got lots of recommendations, and I'll put those in the post that I do after this. But yeah, and if you'd like some more recommendations, just DM me. I have lots of them. And of course, feel free to go and get my book, A Cocktail of Clarity, as well, which is available on Amazon. But for me, Quit Lit was just a real game changer, because prior to reading my first Quit Lit, which was The Unexpected Joy of Being Sober by Catherine Gray, and a lot of people seem to start with that one, it resonated so much, but also just gave me a very different perspective when it came to alcohol. And yeah, it just sort of changed the way I thought about it. And so I always thought that Quit Lit was just really good. If you'd asked me 4 and a bit years ago, will I have written a book on it? It wasn't something that was highly on my radar. But what I found was a lot of the books that I read were people hitting rock bottom or, and their stories. And I wanted to basically write something for the grey area drinker, for people who don't have, haven't hit rock bottom, who maybe want to stop drinking out of choice. And so that's what my book's about. And I also wanted to include my coaching tips, so that if you aren't able to do coaching with me, then you get quite a few questions and journal prompts and actions to take at the end of each chapter to help you on your journey. So it's a really practical book. It's also got my story, of course. It has some recipes and some mocktails and other things. So feel free to go and get that. But I have to say, Quit Lit is amazing. So there's so many out there. I would go and discover 1 or 2 and maybe go and read. And as it is, it's a Sunday. If you haven't got it already, you might not be able to get it now, but if you can, go and get it, depending on where you are in the world. And maybe read something today, read a chapter, or even better, you can head to my profile and you can get chapter 1 of my book. Oh, I think I'm back. So chapter 1 for free, and I've actually got 3 modes that you can listen to depending on what you like doing. So there's the audio book there, or the audio of the chapter, there's the PDF of the chapter, and then there's also the video. I've also recorded a video of chapter 1. And when I say it's chapter 1, it's not really, it's a bit longer than chapter 1. So it includes why I wrote the book, why you should read the book, my story, and chapter 1. So if you are sat here in the UK and it's a bit late to go out and all the shops are closed, so you won't be able to go and get a book, why not start with chapter 1 of mine? And let me know how you get on. Let me know how you find it. So head to the profile and you can get it in whichever format works for you. So Quit Lit is great. I think go for it. Go and get something to read, and hopefully it will change your mindset and give you a different perspective. Anyway, I hope you've had the most wonderful weekend, and I am looking forward to the week. I've got some exciting things coming up this week, so looking forward to those. And while I'm on my latest episode of my podcast, the Thrive Alcohol Free podcast, had Sarah Rusbatch on, and she's just written a Quit Lit book that came out earlier this year, a couple of months ago, I think, called Beyond Booze. So I should probably give a shout out to that, as she's a guest on the podcast this week. So if you want to try that, then I'd recommend going to get that one as well. I think that's quite practical, and again, more of a grey area drinking Quit Lit book than anything else. So yeah, a couple of options for you to enjoy, and enjoy the rest of the week. I am looking at a beautiful sort of sunny, it's hidden behind the clouds, but it's quite stunning actually. So I'm walking our dog at the moment, Bentley, so he's somewhere. So I'm going to head off, but really lovely to see you, and I will see you tomorrow. Again, well done for getting to day 18. You're doing amazing. Keep going. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be here tomorrow for the next tip. Okay, take care.